Okay, this is the eighth in the series of videos on how to construct a physician workload tracker. It was during the last video that we created a form called main, which has some tabs on it and has two search boxes. And it occurs to me that probably a nice thing to have would be another button just for exit, and I'll show you how easy that is to get away from this form by closing it. So command button wizard, and you can pick where you're at. We're looking for a form operation. Close form, next, and we can use the little doorway next, and we can keep it real easy. Say yes, and shift, click here, and we can make it the same size as the other buttons, size and control to the shortest, and we can then put a caption on this, calling it exit, and we can put the image to the let's see, so hold on to that. We can embed the image, yes. We can make it visible, yes. The image, oh, here we go. Put your caption to the right, and we can make it a little bigger. There we go. So we don't have to struggle every time. You can just safely close the form, save, and form view, and we can click here, and that'll close it. Show you that it works. Exit, in and out. Okay, in the next part of the sequence of developing a workload tracker, we need to talk about tables. Now, tables are what hold data. And as it is right now, we have one table, which is TBL data, and that is the data that we imported from the cms.gov website. Okay, we'll close that, but we need to create our own data so that we can then start manipulating that data into a meaningful way. So we'll create our own table by going to table, and you can save it right away and give it a name, TBL list, because this is going to be the place where we'll keep data that we generate for the every time we have a work RVU that we generate, we can click on a button and it will then store that information in our TBL list. Go to design view and we'll assign some fields. One of the fields that's automatically designed when you start a table is this ID, and it's an auto number. There's still a lot of other data types you can use, but auto number is a very good one because every time you create a new number, or sorry, a new record, it will create a new number in sequence. And you can call it ID. Well, all right, let's just leave it ID. Now, the next one that we can, another field we can create, CPT. And these are going to be CPT codes that we add, so we'll keep it as short text. Description, add. Oops, I don't need an extra A there. And and work, well, we'll just keep it simple. Just call it RVU, add. And it is a number. And from previous discussions, we want to make that a double. Okay, because it has a decimal point. And it will recognize the decimal point. Now, the next field that we want to create is a date, a date field. Now, you can't just write date because Access doesn't allow that. It's one of these special words. So you change it a little bit. We call it date add. And tab over, put D, it's a date, but it's not really just a date. It's a date in time. So it's more of a date timestamp. You can get around this because when you want to manipulate data later on, you don't want to search for a specific date and time. You want to search for a specific date only. So to get around this, I'll show you a technique, but first off you want to pick the format by which you want to display your date. And we use the short date, which is month, day, and year, unlike the British system where they put day, month, and year. Anyway, we'll stick with that. Now, the way to keep this from including the time when you add a new record is to go to the default value and go over to the ellipsis, and it'll give you this little expression builder, which is just something we see all the time. You have to get used to working in this little area. And let me remember, oh yeah, date value. Okay, and IntelliSense will bring up this. You can hit return and it'll give you a parentheses, and then you can type in now, or again IntelliSense tells you what to do. Return, and there's another parentheses, close it off, and then close it off one more time, which will now make this default value today's date, which is now. Today and now is date and time. The date value will strip out the time and just leave you with the date. And our date format is a short date. All right, I think you probably can follow that. Now the other thing you can do, you can click here twice and you can see the arrow with a little box around it. You can move it up to the top. So you can put the date as the first field. And right click, save, go to a datasheet view, and there it is. So you have ID, but there's no records. It's ready to write a record by the little star there. It automatically puts in the date because we told it to. That's the default value, and it's just a date. There's nothing else in this field. If it just left it as date time, you would have a time that. Okay, so here you can make a record. So we'll put 1100021. We know what that is, FNA. And I think we can even remember what the RVU, the work RVU value is, 1.27. All right, well there's the first record, and we can save that and close it. Okay, so we've made a new table. We have the first table, as you recall, TBL data. Close that. Now we have TBL list. Okay, and this is our table that we're going to generate internally as we create new records. And you can individually type these in, but no doubt that's very cumbersome. You want a way to add new records with a click of a button. Okay, so for example, you could see a patient, click 99244. You did a procedure, did upper endoscopy. Okay, I don't remember the code. Click it, close it, be on to the next patient. Just like you fill out an encounter form, you can click and complete your workload tracker. And we'll show you all those techniques on how to get to that point. But one other thing I wanted to show you before we end this video was that queries. Okay, so we have a table, and we have one query which is based on TBL data for searching the description. Now we want to create a query based on TBL list, which I think will be quite obvious why we want that. So I'll just go through that. Now I usually don't do the wizard. You can, but query design puts you right where you want to be. You got it pops up which tables you have that you can make queries on. Again, you make queries on data. So we're going to make a query on TBL list. Add and it makes you close this. So you have to close it. Double click up in the title bar. Right click here. Drag them down. And that'll put every one of your fields in this area. You can go to run, and there it is. It looks exactly like the TBL data. So a query can look exactly like your table, okay? But there's some significant differences between a query and a table, and I'll show you that. Okay, first off, just save this, and we'll give it the name QR. RY list. Might as well name it the same thing as the TBL list. We'll make it query list. Okay, we can go back to our design view, and and we get this view. And one of the things that you can't do with a list or a table is you can add other fields. And we'll just, for example, we'll call this one DOW, which stands for day of week. Okay, so I type DOW here, colon, and go to my builder. And some of this is just trial and error. There are just multiple resources available on the internet for figuring this out, and it's really not that complicated. Just tell it what you want to do and it'll find it for you. You can type format here, double click it, it'll bring it up, give you a parentheses, and okay. All right, so we want to format one of our fields. So here's the expression category, and the only appropriate one for this would be the date add. So double click on that, we'll put it back up. We'll move it from here to here. You can put a comma, double quotation marks, and this one you just have to know, D, close quotation, double quotation marks, and another parentheses, and let's see if this works. Okay, so we'll run it based on that one field, and here it is. So the day of the week, which happens to be today, is Saturday, and it takes this field and looks at it and understands it from the internal calendar and returns Saturday. It's kind of a nice feature. Okay, so let's save that. And one of the things, and we'll make one other field, but one of the things I wanted to just point out, which I've already saved, is, let's see, let's show you the this website, which is the Merritt Hawkins, www.merritthawkins.com, Candidates Corner. I think you can probably search to it, and it's for any physician who is in the process of employment and is being hired based on compensation for your work RVU. I think this is a very valuable website to look at, and you can listen to this guy on YouTube. But what I wanted to show you today was this 2012 MGMA annual report. And there may be a more modern data for that, but it's sufficient for what we need to do today. And I won't go through all this whole chart, but the specialties are in this area, or even family practice for that matter. The median work RVU per annum, and this is what they base the average physician in that specialty would generate this many RVUs within a calendar year. For my specialty, otolaryngology, about 7,100. And in fact, is that if you take that number and you divide it by a number of days that you work per year, you want to reach this level in a calendar year, you would probably need to make about 30 RVUs a day. So if you are being hired based on hitting a benchmark of 7,100 RVUs in a calendar year, you may want to know where you are at any particular time during that calendar year, whether you're on target to make your benchmark, which would then trigger bonuses and other compensations, multiple models that people get hired under, and this is just one of them. Now, the other thing that the reason I really brought this up was to show you the $56.05. And again, this is old data, but you can actually use this number. This is a per RVU number. So we'll go back to our workload tracker and go back to design view, and we'll create another field called I don't know, $, go to our builder, double click on that, and it remembers the $: and we can put the RVU value, double click it. Actually, you don't need this little thing in front. Expression, just the RVU add times, and times in this builder is the asterisk, and we know the number. It was 56.05, and that's it. Now I'll just say OK on that, and we'll run it, and I'll show you it doesn't look like a dollar amount. Okay, so for one FNA in the pro fee amount, it would generate $71.18. Okay, now you can make it really look like a dollar amount by going here again, going back to your build, putting your little cursor bar here, and there's something called CC. Okay, let's see, why is it not coming up? IntelliSense C. Yeah, there we go. C. I'll scroll down to it. CCUR, and the C, as best as I can tell, means coerce. So you are coercing this expression into a currency. So if you double click here, you're coercing currency, and then you wrap it up in the parentheses. Okay, say OK, run it again. Okay, it's invalid. Oops. Let's look at why. Okay, I need another parentheses. And say OK, run it again. Still invalid. Not good. Something didn't go. Oh, I forgot got rid of my colon. All right, these are the little things you need to work out on the fly sometimes. Let's run it. Still not good. I think now I might have too many of these. There we go. Sorry about that. Okay, so yeah, let me just show it to you. So now we have the dollar amount is $71.18. Design view, expression builder, dollar. You do need the colon. That does set that out as the field header. And the coerced currency, and you're wrapping that into your expression of the RVU value of the fine needle aspiration. In this case, fine needle aspiration, which is 1.27 times that amount I showed you on the Merritt Hawkins website, per RVU value, which is $56.05 for an otolaryngologist. For neurosurgeon, the RVU value is different. It's higher. For family practice, it's lower. If you're building this for your own specialty, you can look that up. Okay, I'll save that and close that, and I'm going to end it right there. So thank you for your attention, and in the next video we'll show you the reason we made this query and how we are going to then embed that into our FRM main, and eventually use buttons to open and close another form, which will then generate records in our TBL list. And we're getting towards the real meat of creating a workload tracker for physicians. Well, again, thank you very much for your attention. If you would, subscribe to my channel and leave comments if you desire to. Thanks so much.